All right, we are back and I have a Scorch pen, okay? So I have something else I want to try out on my board here. I'm gonna use this Scorch pen. I got this template that I just spent an eternity weeding. I did pull most of it up with like tape, but then I still had to come through and manually, as you can tell, get the majority of it out of there. But I got my template, okay? Hopefully this turns out the way I want. It's gonna be so adorable if it does. That's my husband, me, and our kids. Okay, there we go. That's the concept there. All right, so we're gonna get this going. And speaking of templates, because this is a template, I don't know if I said that. Anyways, I also have something to show you guys over here that I got from the Crafty Veteran. So we'll open that as well. And of course, we'll be announcing the winner to this lovely tumbler here. I've been reading all y'all's comments. I know I haven't hearted everything, but I've been reading them. I've been looking, okay? Thank you guys for commenting and telling me all the fun things you like to do in the summer. All right, anyways, so let's go ahead and get this going. Okay, so let's go over the Scorch Marker really quick in case you guys have never seen this before. So wood burning made easy, okay? Simply draw with the marker onto your piece of wood, apply heat, and then it makes it look like your professional wood burner, you know? So there we go. So the first thing you want to do, it says here to prep your surface with at least 220 grit. We already did all that. We're good to go there. Shake your marker, okay, and saturate the nib. So we'll do that. So it's just like a Posca marker. You gotta press down a lot until all that stuff the liquid comes out. Apply your design, okay. Heat gun is recommended. More heat, darker burn. So more heat, darker burn. I seen that you could even use a torch and all that. So, but I'm just gonna use a heat gun. So we're just sticking with how it says. Keep the heat source moving. All right, watch your design come to life. Okay, all right. All right, I think we got it. So let's go ahead and get this open and get this stuck down and all that, and we'll go from there. So there are two sides. They have a bullet tip side, so it's like a pen, okay? And then they have a brush side, so if you needed to do more, you know, a bigger application. So there's two sides, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and get this decal on really quick. Okay. Perfect. I'm just gonna get that all smoothed down. Jeff's in here with me. What do you think so far?
Like turtles.
Thanks. All right, hopefully.
No, I don't know how liquidy this stuff is.
Well, I opened up the one. I think I'm gonna use the foam side because there's two sides that I was showing everybody. There's a little foam pad side too. It's not.
Just brush it on.
Yeah, you can just, because I have a pretty large surface I got to do.
Well, I guess we'll see.
I guess.
There goes nothing.
There goes
We're
nothing.
We're trying it, so you don't have to.
That's right. All right, so I guess I'll get that going. All right.
Purple.
Yeah, I guess so you know that it's applied. Because if it was clear, I mean, you'd be like, is it there? All right, I'm gonna bring them down closer. All right, let's get this applied, shall we? Okay, what do you think? That's good? Yeah, I mean, it looks purple. All it looks purple.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You don't want to do too much because then...
Yeah.
You know.
All right, anyways, let me back this up a bit.
You gotta peel it.
Yep, I gotta peel the vinyl off.
Right.
Okay.
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 All right.
Yeah, I'm a little blooby, but you know.
Yeah.
All right.
But I look good. Look at me. Heck
Quiet.
yeah. That's the best looking turtle I ever seen.
Oh my goodness. Let me move that scorch pen out of the way before I start scorching. All right, so now it simply says to just apply your heat.
Fire me up.
So let me move that cord out of the way there. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's hot, so let's just be careful.
I've never heard of this stuff before.
No, it's been out for a while. I've never used it though. So I think I'm actually going to try to take my torch and just come through in these little bits of areas because I didn't want to apply the heat too much longer. It was turning the board a little bit darker as well. But, you know, other than that, I mean, it was super easy to use, you know. Oh, yep.
Oh, wow.
It's doing it. You just got to move quick. You don't want to burn your board.
Maybe the torch is better.
Oop. No, you got to be careful though, because you could overdo it and scorch your board. So, but this was a good like kind of come in and fill in anything that just didn't fully do it. So my turtle turned out a little wonky, but that's okay because what I want to do next is we're gonna come through. We're going to do another wave over here. Okay. So obviously this needs to cool down. It's really hot right now. But I think I'm going to do, you'll see, but a wave and then I'll come through and you won't even be able to see. All right. You won't even be able to see that. So I'm going to let that cool down and then we'll come back to it. All right. While that cools down, I'm going to go ahead and get this opened and I'll show you guys what I got. So of course I got her thank you card here, and of course I will put everything about her into the description box for you guys. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so inside of these, well, I guess I'll go ahead and get these open too. All right, I got all the packaging off. There we go. It was very well packaged. Okay, these things were in there and they weren't hurt one bit. I tell you what. So each one of these, I'll show you in a second. Come with these little bumpers. So I'm just going to set my little bumpers off to the side. Look how cute these are packaged up. Oh my goodness. So cute. So these, I got to peel back. They're clear acrylic, so you got to peel back the paper here. So, okay. She even has in there what it is. So these are templates. So I have the deep V. I have the V split, and then I have the square template. So what these are for is, if you can't tell already by the names of them, you're going to take your vinyl. Let me pull out a piece of vinyl, and I'll just put this out there. So you're going to take your vinyl, and this one again, if you go onto her, if you have TikTok, you can go right onto her TikTok, and you can watch her use these templates as well. And of course, as the weeks go on, I'm going to be using them too to show you guys what they do. But I got a lot of other stuff right now. I'm doing one project or maybe two projects at a time. That's all I can handle. So you basically line it up and you just take your X-Acto knife and you cut, and then you have yourself a perfect deep V to wrap right around your tumbler. Okay. Or you can use the square, and you can do those fancy squares that you see everybody doing and have the template, have it cut, wrap it on, put your glitter around it, and you have a fancy already ready to go. Super easy, right? So it takes the guessing out of it. And then the V split, same thing. You just get it lined up, cut your vinyls out. What you need, get it wrapped around your tumbler, and there you go. But I am super excited for these, and I wanted to show you guys before I use them, so that way if you want to use them when I'm using them, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and put her link down into the description box so you guys can buy these templates, so that way when it comes time, we can craft together with them. But I'm super excited for these, and I think these are so awesome. You don't have to think about it. Just trace it and go, you know, so super duper awesome. And again, it does have these little bumpers to put on there, so that way it's easier to kind of glide around your vinyls and stuff. So I'll have to do that after I peel all the paper backing off of everything. I also, because she also sells other things besides templates and stuff. She sells tumblers, and of course I had to buy a tumbler. So let me open up my tumbler that I bought. Isn't that cute? So cute. I'm preparing, you know, I'm preparing. I know it's like 100 million degrees. I don't know about you guys. The feel like is well in the hundreds. I think it was 106 the other day. It's pretty darn hot today too. So I hear you guys over in Texas, it's been 110, 115, I think 120 even in some places. So, but you know, still gotta have my pumpkin spice cup. Love the thickness of the paper. And this is her information here. Okay. All right. Super awesome. Crafty Veteran, cool templates, and other cool items as well. You should definitely check out her shop. Okay, so at the same time that I'm going to pour this wave, I'm going to go ahead and do up my mold too, because we're also doing those paper towel holders that I talked about. So I went to IKEA and I got this paper towel holder. Okay, I can't remember how much it was. It was not that expensive. I want to say it was like $2 or something like that. Okay, very nice, very nice. Or you can simply go to the dollar store and get this for $1.25. Pretty similar. Just doesn't have like this outer ring thing on it. The base is a little bit bigger. I mean, that's pretty much the only difference. So we're going to pour up some epoxy, and we're going to make some fancy bases for these paper towel holders. And it's going to make them sturdier too, because these bases on these, honestly, they just really aren't all that great. So these will make for a very pretty and very sturdy base for us. I wanted to do both of these at the same time, but this base does not fit. I mean, it fits in there, but like you have to really push it in there, and that metal would show around the edge. So what I'm gonna have to do is just do one at a time. So that's what we're doing with the paper towel holders. Okay, and I also, where is it? I bought some epoxy pour cups because I was trying to look for my cup, but I think my daughter took it inside to use it, of course. But I bought some epoxy pour cups because I want to do up one to match my tutorial I just did with the swirls and everything, and the leaves, the painted leaves. So I want to do one up just like that because I really like that look. I thought it was really pretty, very summery. But yeah, you could do one of these up for every holiday. Super cool. Gonna be super easy. So what we're gonna do is, for this, all I'm gonna be able to do today is get just a very thin layer of epoxy poured down into this. So that way, next week when we start it up again, we can just simply place our metal down into it, and it won't be exposed on the bottom when it's all said and done. So it'll be a nice base for it. So the next thing I have to do is I have to prep my board just like we did last week. I have to tape the back, okay, get it set up onto some cups so that way our waves can overflow over the edge and all that. So I'm going to get my epoxy mixed up and prepare everything, and then I'm going to have to do a voiceover after this. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going. So I ended up going almost to the top of my cup. What did I do? I think I did 220 milliliters of epoxy into my cup here. I honestly didn't take that long to stir up, I think, because it's so warm in the garage. So everything stirred up relatively relatively quick for me. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and divvy off a little bit of that epoxy into a smaller cup for my white caps that I want to do on my ocean look here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clear epoxy and I'm going to go ahead and lay down where I want my wave to be over the turtles. And I'm going to do that first so that way it has time to kind of spread out and do what it wants to do before I add the white cap in the front to give us that wave look. So into the rest of that epoxy that I had in my cup there, I'm going to go ahead and add cash. Now, if you guys remember from my tutorial, I did like a dark green base and then I applied these epoxy or these colorants over top to kind of give it that swirl. So to get my base kind of just more into those shades of what I want to do, I decided to use cash as my base. And I'm also going to go ahead and add a little bit of dusk in there as well, just again to give it a little bit of sparkle, because again, why not? You know, I wanted to see what it looked like, so we're going to go ahead and do that as well. So I mixed up a lot of epoxy. I did not need this much epoxy, but that's okay. All I'm going to do is make sure that that bottom of that mold that I'm using is covered. That's all I want to do. I don't want to fill it up too much because I want to make sure that the base of our paper towel holder isn't exposed over the top after everything's all said and done. So just enough to cover the bottom so that way when it's done, that metal isn't exposed underneath like I talked about earlier. So what I'm going to do with the rest of that epoxy after I get done with my waves is I'm just going to pour it into another mold and we'll do a pretty flower or something, okay? So we will use the rest of that epoxy. All right, so that is pretty good. I like how that is. I'm just making sure that everything is touching the sides, everything's all covered, and then that is pretty much all we're going to be doing on that today. So for my white caps, I just put a dash of my epoxy dye in there, my white epoxy dye, just like last week. I'm going to go ahead and stir that up, and I'm going to get that applied right to the front of my wet epoxy there on the board. Everything is all set up and ready to just cure. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of that epoxy I had mixed up and I'm going to dump it into this extra mold that I have. And I also had a lot of my white epoxy mixture left over, so I'm going to go ahead and do kind of like a flower type look. We'll see where it goes. We'll see how it looks in the end. Hopefully it turns out okay. I don't know. This is just us playing around. So I'm just going to do a spiral of that mixture right into the coloring here. Then I'm just going to take my little silicone tool here and I'm going to make these lines. Now, when I go to make these lines, I'm not pressing all the way down to the bottom. You know, I'm not doing all that, but I am making sure that I remove any excess epoxy off the tip of the silicone tool there. So I'm just going about halfway down into the epoxy and just dragging it completely up to the top there of the mold. And then after I'm done, I'm going to do the same thing, but in the opposite direction between each one of these pulls that I do. So But this gave me an idea after I was sitting here watching it. This would make good like spider webs. Oh my goodness, there we go. I would make a like cool spider web look to it, you know, for Halloween or something. Pretty neat. So this is what I got done this weekend. We used the Scorch Marker. We applied some more waves. We did up this coaster. Hopefully that turns out okay. And we're getting started on the paper towel holder. So I'm going to let these things cure and we'll finish them next week. Sorry, we look a hot mess. It's 103 degrees out. All right. It's a bit warm. So
only?
Yeah, only 103 degrees out.
So what are we doing?
So where is it?
Oh, that.
Yes. You're going to help me pick a winner for that.
One of a kind Sandy, signed by Sandy.
I've
One
been
of
signing.
you
Yeah.
is going to win this. That's amazing. Although you guys probably already knew that.
Well, thank you, babe.
Okay, well, guess we'll get the laptop, get our comment picker, and we will pick a random winner. All right, we're ready? Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Now we're ready?
Yes.
All right, so got the comments queued up here. Looks like there was 134 unique comments. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Lots of feedback on what people enjoy to do. What was the question that you had them answer? Sorry.
Somebody didn't watch. I'm glad you didn't put in for it. Anyways, I put in. Now you got me saying it. I had them say what is their favorite craft to do in the summer and all that. It was pretty much like an open question. It wasn't just craft. Like you could, it didn't matter. You know, whatever.
Okay. All right.
Your favorite summer thing.
We're gonna pick our winner. Clicky. And our winner is Robin Reynolds.
Woohoo, Robin!
Robin says, in the summer, I like to sew when it's too hot to be outside. Love your tutorial, Sandy. Thank you for all you do for this community.
Aw.
Heart emoji.
Oh, heart emoji.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you, Robin.
Yes, thank you so much.
Just, send you an email?
Yes, send an email to Sandy, Sandy's Organized Chaos. I forgot my own name. At gmail.com. And I will get this shipped out sometime this week. He has off, so we're going to be doing family stuff, but I'll get it out to you. Don't worry.
All right. Well, congratulations, Robin.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us. And like I said, just send Sandy an email. We'll get it shipped out to you. Show everybody my pub sub.
Yeah. Pub sub. I'll show them the back, too. I break for pub subs.
I do.
Yeah, it's true. And then mine is running on caffeine and glitter. # Tumbler make your life. I'm not tall enough. You had to bend down. I gotta jump up. Yeah. All right, guys. Anyways, we bought the kids a little pool. We had to go blow it up. We had to get the water in there. Go put on our bathing suits, and we're gonna go splash around and do that. So.
Yeah, I'll get in there.
Seriously. We gotta get our fancy drinks and little umbrellas and get in the little baby pool.
Yeah, it's hot out.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna do it for this week. We hope. There we go. You have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.